Hello and welcome to day 2 of our 5-day rowing challenge. Well done on completing basic orientation. Hopefully now you understand a little bit better how to set up the machine to serve your needs and how to go through the rowing movement. Now, what we're going to look at today is working a little bit harder on the machine. We've effectively learned how to walk, and today we're going to carry in the shopping from the car. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of intensity, so we have to think about the movement a little bit more. That's quite a lot of talking. Let's get ourselves moving. We'll do a quick check on the machine. Check those feet. Nobody else has used the machine since we were last here. But if they did, you can just readjust those feet. Same on both sides, at the right size for you. Remember that strap is right over the knuckle of our foot or the bottom shoelace. We'll check that our damper is set for 6. Again, that's fine for the moment. I'm going to press menu on the monitor. We're going to press just row, and then we're going to hit that bottom blank button. Perfect. Okay, let's recap yesterday's movement. We're going to straighten out those legs, we're going to squeeze the bum, pull the tummy tight, and that handle into our chest. From there, let's take 10 strokes together with just our arms in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice. Legs stay straight, tummy stays tight, and we stay sitting back. Now remember what happens after the arms? We're going to reach forward with our hips. We're going to do that in 3, in 2, in 1. Here we go. Nice. Just reach. Getting that little stretch in the back of the legs. Reminding yourself of the movement. Hips, then arms. Hips, then arms. Good. Okay, what happened after hips? The legs. So once we've reached, we're going to slide forward. Let's do that. In 3, in 2, in 1. Here it is. Whee! So we slide ourselves forward, trying to keep those heels down the whole time. And that might limit how far forward you can go. That's okay, don't freak out. We'll do a wee stretch at the end of today. And that's something you can use to improve that position. So we're pushing here with the legs. There. Then we're swinging through the hips. There. And pulling through the arms. We're not worrying about working hard. We're just moving and reminding ourselves of that movement. Nice work. Let's stop in 3, in 2, in 1. Good job, well done. Okay, next up, we are going to see what that looks like visually. Okay, we've been going nice and light. We're going to see how we are applying force and how we can change that. So we're going to go back to our monitor. I'm going to press the second button, second blank button from the top. Now, hopefully your screen still has the rate, top right hand corner, the time, the split, and the meters. Below that, we should see a little graph with an N and LPF, or LBF, sorry. You don't need to know what that means. But what that's going to show us is how we apply force to our machine. So I'm going to take a few strokes here. You're going to take them with me. I want you just to watch that graph. What we're aiming for is a little mountain peak, a very smooth one. I live in a place called Ballymena. and there is a mountain here called Slemish. That's the exact shape we're aiming for. Like a big old hump. Okay. And relax. Now, we weren't trying to adjust it at all, we're just trying to see where it's currently at. If it was a flat line, today we're going to try and add some height to that. If it was quite peaked, we're going to see if we can broaden that out. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to try and squeeze that stroke a little bit quicker.
Alright.
Going to take loads of time on the way forward and then squeeze through, just like you're starting a lawnmower. You start it, vroom. Maybe it doesn't take over, so you start it, but you try and give it a little bit more welly. So, we'll go for another minute or so. I want you to give that stroke just a little bit more welly. We'll take loads of time on the way forward. Let's take our strokes together. Grab the handle. Ready? Let's roll. Good job. Every stroke, trying to press the legs, squeeze through to your hips. As we're pushing a little bit harder now, or a little bit firmer, we'll hopefully see that graph start to lift higher. If it's getting pointier, we want to try and wait longer before opening our hips. So legs, then hips. Legs, then hips. Let's leave it there. Good job, gang. Hopefully now you've got a rough idea of what's going on. I'm going to practice that a wee second. We're going to set the monitor to show us a minute at a time. We're going to practice 1 minute firm, just like that. Then we'll do 1 minute light, just like we did at the start. We'll do that twice through. Just so you're getting the idea of applying pressure and then not applying pressure. Let's go menu. We'll go select workout. That's the second blank button. Then new workout. Intervals. Intervals time. From there, the monitor should be set up pretty much how we want it anyway. A 0, a 1, a 0, 0. Set rest time, 0, 0, 0. And then optional pace boat, 0, 0, 0, 0. We can always use the plus and minus button to change those numbers up or down, or the arrows left and right to move left and right. But for now, we're just going to press tick. And now, our monitor is all set up. We're still on that second button down, which means that we've got that little graph. It's going to be helpful. Let's get your feet in. I'm going to pull the straps nice and tight. There we go. I'm going to grab that handle. We're going to start off with our 18 firm strokes. Let's do that. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. For some of you, it might be helpful to think about making your fan loud. Every time you take that stroke, try and make it louder through the stroke. So it'll be quiet here, loud there. Quiet to loud. We're still holding that nice movement. Arms, hips, legs, legs, hips, arms. Arms, hips, legs, legs, hips, arms. Last 10 seconds here. Good. We'll just keep rowing, but we're going to row light. So we're not worrying at all about how hard we're taking our stroke. And hopefully you'll see the split go higher. Now, the split is that number per 500 meters. If it says, as mine does, 209, that means it'll take me 2 minutes and 9 seconds to row 500 meters. If I was to row faster or firmer, and it said 2 minutes, it would only take 2 minutes to row 500 meters. So in this case, the lower the number, the more pressure you're applying. Let's go firm again in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Big pressure. Nice and firm. Hopefully this time a little bit more familiar with what you're doing. Arms, hips, legs. Arms, hips, legs. If you mess up a stroke, don't worry, we've got another one coming up. Just practicing. Really squeezing that tummy there. Squeezing the tummy there. And then light. Good, so the fan's nice and quiet now. And we're still moving the same number of strokes every minute. So that rate stays the same. But the effort per stroke changes. And that's the goal for today. We're just going to row nice and light here for another 35 seconds. Let that heart rate come back down. If you're breathing hard, that's good. It's a good sign. If you find that tricky, that's totally normal. This is one of the hardest things to learn. And that's why we're addressing it at the start of the week. We'll be practicing it the next few days so you can really master it before the end of the week. Okay, and relax, gang. Good job. That only leaves one last thing to do. We're going to stretch out a little bit. We're going to put our foot up on top of the machine. We're going to lock out our leg, pull our toe back. And from there, we're going to reach forward. Feel that stretch up the back of the legs here. Just tilting forward, holding that stretch. Good work. You might be cramping a little bit in your hip. That's okay. If you need to back off, and try and get back in again. Equally, it's not going to do you any harm, so if you can tolerate it, just stay there. Try to feel that stretch, increase that stretch. Nice. Again, chance to work on our breathing. Let it come back down to rest, allowing us to recover. Another 10 seconds. Good job. Now swap sides. Foot on top in between the feet. Pull the toe back. Try and keep both legs straight as we reach over. Nice. So, quick recap. We're now totally familiar with our feet setup, with our damper, with navigating the monitor. We reinforced our basic movement there, the sequence, so it's arms, hips, legs on the way forward, and then legs, hips, arms on the way back. And we also looked at how we can increase the force that we apply to the machine each stroke. That's going to be super useful. Tomorrow what we're going to look at is how we can influence the number of strokes we take each minute. So we take more strokes or less strokes. Another 20 seconds. Just letting that breathe and recover a little bit. Trying to reach forward. Stretching down the back of the legs into those calves. 3, 2, 1. Once again, thank you very much for joining me today. Really enjoyed that. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow.